by Maloney, got it over to Kennedy to back up, and he handballs to McGuinness. McGuinness over to half forward. Rance slopes after the ball, gets a long handball, but it's a shocking handball. It's right into the heart of the Collingwood players, and Gavin Brown gets it. Drives out towards the wing. Up it goes in the air, up to the ground by Ford. A chance here for Rance to make amends. He gets a handball. It's a bit better this time. It goes to Royal. He breaks away from three players. Good play. Boots in towards the half forward line. Bamblett not tall enough to bring down the mark. Picked up by Cronin. Cronin screws towards goal. It's bouncing once, twice, and nearly made it, but not quite. It's only through for a behind. I think a few Collingwood supporters had their hands in their
so jumped the fence, Ian. They were just about to get over the fence there. It was coming that slowly.
A little kick to himself. Sees Gafer heading out towards the grandstand side. Full forward. Bamblett is knocked out of the way as Garrison has booted out to the grandstand side. Trying to pick it up was Petraglia. Bamblett's still on the ground. Umpire Russo ignored the incident, but Collingwood fans are applauding at the moment. Baxter is tackled. Play on, says the umpire. Picked up here by the youngster Terry Keys, who drives into the forward line. Another chance for Foster, who hasn't got much of a right boot, and he dribbles it along the ground over the line and out of bounds. In fact, he's lucky to wear a right boot.
I think he could concentrate on that.
Yes, had nothing at all when he went there, did he?
No.
He said, what's this sticking out at me? It's my right foot. Boundary umpire throws it in. Up it goes. Purse drags it down to his feet and gets it over towards Petraglia. Petraglia in there. Doing battle is Murray Rance and also Christian. Knocked to the ground. Rance doesn't want to go in after Bradbury, who was well shepherded, and the ball knocked back over the line and out of bounds for a throw-in. Now Bamblett's in the hands of the trainers after that solid block from Kerrison.
But was it a bumper? You know, I missed that.
I just got it out of the side of my eye. Here's the knockout by Cloak, and it gives Christian a chance to run for the ball. He's nicely shepherded, but his kick is a terrible one. It goes straight to McGuinness, who runs the ball over the line and out of bounds for a throw-in. Now, Rance is giving a few instructions to both McGuinness and Petraglia. It was really telegraphing your punches because he set out to the side, and that's where it goes, and so Christian was already there and Ryan was doubling up. And well, breaking through nicely is Jamie Turner, and Jamie drives in towards the half-forward line. Up it goes in the air. It's over the head of Maloney and also Atkins. Kennedy comes out, but Taylor knocks the ball out in front to Rosonico. Rosonico's kick is towards goal. It's stopped there by Foster, but it hits the ground. Foster recovers, picks it up out towards the half-back line. Bad miss by Paul Morwood there. He should have got that one. Ball flies into open territory, and Ford is first to recover. Gets it up towards Steve McPherson. McPherson's got a paddock in front of him. Looks for, decides not to bounce the ball, but instead to pass it up. And James has gone in and at last has handled the ball securely and pulled it down. I'd say James was in danger of being ripped off. He had so many fumbles so far. His pass is intercepted by Bamble, and Beasley was chasing straight through to it. Royal comes in but slips over at the vital stage. Picked up by Ryan of Collingwood over to Darren Mullane. Darren is caught at the wrong time as he's going to kick the ball and fell over. Baxter picks up for Footscray, drives back the half forward. Up they go. But too tall down there as Gavin Brown flies right over the top of McGuinness. Gets the handball to Mullane, and Mullane has a better run at this time and boots it into the centre of the ground. Up it goes towards Starcevic. Knocked to the ground. Over to McPherson. He picks it up. Handballs to Baxter. His kick is not a good one. It's stopped by Royal, who handballs to McGuinness, who's knocked over with a bit of a trip at the time. Even though it was accidental, it will still be paid as a trip against Darren Mullane. And as you can hear, the Magpie fans aren't all that overjoyed by the decision. The kick by McGuinness is to the pocket to Brian Royal. I don't know whether Simon Beasley is happy about that. He was leading straight up the ground, and the kick there was straight to the pocket. Do you think he meant it, Jack?
Yes, I think he did that time. He just caught him out the corner of his eye, and he's got a good pair of hands, this Royal, too, isn't he?
Yes.
Picks them up in the air, and that's what I liked about that little kid, too. He's got a good pair of hands, too, Ian, when he's not fumbling.
You're off, Brian. The umpire is called off, and Brian Royal suddenly realises that and fires to goal, and in shock he puts it through for one behind across the face of the goals. No, it's right across the face and over the line and out of bounds. Well, he was daydreaming then, Brian Royal. He started to go out to the side, and the umpire called it, and he was still just propping there, and he suddenly saw his opponent rushing at him. Beasley's taking the ruck, but it's beautifully knocked out by Cloak, but it's going, yes, it's all clear. Gavin Brown was backing up here for little Matt Ryan. He's got it and doubling back across the face of goal. The left foot kick is found his mark. Luckily for him, it was a beautiful pass. But if it went unstuck, there were enough Bulldogs there to make it nasty. But Christian, after taking the mark, drives on out here to the half-forward line, wing position where Banks has come right up the ground. Banks drives back to centre half forward. Starcevic there's, Taylor's there, Kennedy goes up, fumbles the mark, is caught with a beautiful tackle by Starcevic, but the ball was trapped between them, and it's going to be a ball-up decision. I think that was fair enough. The umpire's just talking to Jamie Turner, who's really arguing about it, but it was fair enough because the ball was between both bodies rather than being held by Kennedy alone. And the umpire coming in the ball up just wide of the 60-metre line. It'll be about 55, 56 metres out. Up it goes. And the umpire said warning away, and the free kick blocking in the ruck will be taken by Purser. He's gone for a handball, not a good one over to Foster, who gets to his feet after being tackled and boots out to the outer side, just gets away with it. Rance is over there, and he's playing from behind Rance, and it's not good enough as far as the Bulldogs are concerned, because he's given away another free kick, and this is going to Christian, who's getting his confidence back after first having it really dented by Beasley in those opening moments of play. Christian in towards half forward. Banks comes out, flies for the ball, and almost pay that, and the umpire is going to pay it. He juggled it about 3 times and was still in the air, and Dennis was still grabbing hold of it a couple of times, and the umpire thought it was good enough for a mark. He centres the ball, but it's knocked away off the ground there by Maloney. Picked up here by Rosonico. He turns around, has a right foot into the pocket, and a beautiful foot pass by Rosonico straight to Starcevic, who is only about 20 metres away from the sticks. He's on an angle, but what we've seen of him in a couple of games so far has shown that he's a very capable footballer. Very capable. Going to label it, Jack? Too late, he's kicked it. Fires towards goal, and he's put it through, I'd say, for the Magpies, and that's their 5th goal, or 4th goal. Were they quick on the board? I think they've been quick on the board. It's 4 goals, 125 to Footscray, 6 goals, 642, and that is the Allen Communications scoreboard, and 3Ks, it is football.
How many reasons can you think of to rent the latest VHS video camera from Allen Communications? Ring 878-0299, 878-0299.
More scores, Bob Henderson at Geelong.
Geelong, 7-4, 46 lead. Fitzroy, 5 straight goals, 30.
And there's the bounce in the centre of the ground. Cloak gets the ball away, but it comes down towards the Footscray players. Bradbury coming through, though, crashes through the pack and holds the ball up. Gets a quick handball out to his teammate in Morwood. Morwood over to Atkins, who's in the play. A lovely pass over to Jamie Turner, and Turner goes up towards Taylor. Taylor goes up. Play on. That was a mark for mine, but Kennedy gets the ball out. The Collingwood crowd don't like that. Ford comes in. He's tackled, gets a little handball away, but coming through there is Rosonico. Shark the handball well. He's tackled, can't get the kick, but there's going to be a free kick. Rosonico's going to get the kick. Dragged over the shoulder, says umpire Russo.
I don't know whether that was correct, Jack, do you?
It was a little bit high.
Was it?
And yeah, just that fraction up under the shoulders it was there. I think he was a bit unlucky to have it given against him. Just the same, he had a chance to get rid of the ball, and he made the tackle. He never bobbed his head. He bent down just that fraction.
And Rosonico puts a wobbly kick in towards the pocket. Coming through there is Ryan. Picks up the ball, screws it back onto the left foot, up in towards the goal square. McGuinness is in there, and Kennedy shepherds well. This allows McGuinness to come out with a nice kick up towards Cronin in the back pocket. Cronin struggling to pick up the ball. Bradbury's in there, worried him out of that one. He's tripped. Bradbury picked up the ball. Cronin puts out his arm, grabs hold of Bradbury's leg, and a free kick goes to the Collingwood player.
Interesting duel, both left footers are trying to get back on their left foot. One trying to pick it up and get around, and Bradbury trying to force him around that way and then get himself back on the left foot.
And it's Bradbury in the scoreboard pocket, no more than 35 metres out from goal. Onto the left foot. It's a lovely looking kick too. He's threaded that one through the goals, and Collingwood are looking much better in this second term. They move on to 5 goals, 1. That's 31 points on the Allen Communications scoreboard. Footscray, 6-6-42.
And just before Laurie made that comment, Jack, I was saying that just thinking that Collingwood is starting to look a lot better at the moment.
They're going in for the ball a lot harder there. He roused them up there at quarter time. There was no doubt about that. He said, go in after the ball for a change instead of looking before you go in.
And a few of the Footscray blokes are just sitting and watching at the moment.
They're gone back to where Collingwood have gone. Started.
That's right, they're sitting there looking. Purser and Cloak. Purser gets the knock away, comes down towards Rance, but McPherson comes through, picks up the ball onto the left foot, up in towards the pocket. Bamlett comes through hard. Kerrison's in there. James is battling, gets the ball onto the ground. Kerrison's in there. Brown comes in hard, but it's a free kick to James. Grabbed when he didn't have the ball. James on the 50-metre line, kicks up into the goal square. Royals leading out, and Royals taking the mark in the pocket. Goes for a little pass, kicks it backwards, kicks it down to about 30 metres out from goal, and coming through there to take the mark is Troy Maloney of Footscray. Well, Maloney must have followed Atkins down the ground. Maloney started off in the back pocket, and he's now 25 metres out from goal, trying to put one through for the Bulldogs. Atkins on the mark. Maloney being a backman, I don't think I'll label this one, Ian.
No, he's been basically a backman right through, I think, too.
Yes, puts it on. It's not a bad-looking kick, though. It's going close.
Have to be close. There's no one waved at the back.
But not close enough. Over the post for a point. Footscray, 6-6-42 on the Allen Communications scoreboard. That's 11 points in front of Collingwood, 5-1-31. Comes out towards number 44 in Kerrison. He gets the kick up towards the half-back flank. Bradbury's coming through there, trying to pick up the ball. A free kick downfield in the meantime. And it will go to Lockman, who's on the ground. He gets a kick over towards Keys. Keys runs around his opponent, kicks up towards Taylor. This is close. Taylor can't mark the ball though. Coming through there is Eccleston. He's tackled, tries to get a handball away. Holding the ball, say Collingwood, but it's play on to the umpire. Baxter gets the kick up towards the centre wing position. But all that play to no avail because the umpire's bringing the ball back. And it's forward to Footscray to get the free kick on the centre wing.
I didn't see what it was for either.
I think Lockman, when he took the ball before, it was the wrong way. And that's a good mark there by Kroll. Just nudged Bamblett right out of position and takes a good mark. Kicks over towards centre half-back. Paul Morwood takes a mark. He goes long over towards Christian, who's down on the half-forward flank. Picks up the ball nicely. Gets around for Brian Cordywell. Then onto the left foot. Kicks up in towards Starcevic. Starcevic goes up one-handed. Can't take the mark. Foster fights the ball over the boundary line and out of bounds in the forward pocket for a throw-in.
Speaking of one-handed, the passes to Bamblett have been high, but he's gone up for the ball one-handed every time it's been to him.
He's not judging them either.
No.
Got underneath that one.
Purser gets a little knock down towards Petraglia. He shepherds and allows Foster to pick it up, but before he can stand up, he's tackled. The ball comes loose and back over towards Eccleston. Eccleston onto the left foot, kicks up towards the half-back flank. Cloak coming through as the players didn't read that ball. The ball hits the ground. Picked up by Cloak. Kicks up towards Starcevic. Almost took that mark. Coming through as Foster again. Dives on the ball. The ball comes out to Petraglia in the back pocket. He kicks it up towards the half-back flank. Cloak's there for Collingwood. Stood his ground. Almost took that mark, but it fell out of his arms at the right, just at the last minute. He dives back in on the ball. There's a big pack of players there. The ball was coming out Footscray's way, but in the meantime, the umpires decided to have a bounce.
As we check another score on KZ from George Ferry at BFL Park.
Carlton 5-6-36 lead Essendon 2-5-17.
Down goes the ball again. Cloak in the front position gets a nice knock away. It comes down towards Footscray though, and a little kick doesn't get anywhere. Cloak comes in, soccers the ball off the ground. Foster comes in, trying hard to pick up the ball. Does so now. Gets onto the left foot. Kicks it up towards the half-back flank. Lockman's in the good position, and he takes the mark on the centre wing. Play on now, calls the umpire. Lockman onto the left foot, in towards the centre of the ground. A good mark there to Keys, but it falls out of his hands at the last minute, and play on. He gets it over towards Christian. He trips over, but gets a handball over towards Cloak. Cloak in towards Starcevic. He can't mark the ball. It's thumped away by the Footscray defenders over the boundary line and out of bounds for a throw-in.
Good mistakes, Jack.
No, they're either badly stopped or badly balanced, one of the two. Fancy players slipping over in vital spots too, Ian.
A nice knock away there by Purser finds Wallace. Wallace up on towards the half-forward flank. Cousins running out after the ball, but not before it goes over the boundary line and out of bounds for a throw-in.
With another score coming your way from Joel Burke and Richmond.
Sydney, 6-8-44, 2 points in front of Richmond, 6-6-42.
And the ball comes in once again. Cousins in the ruck. Gets it down towards Petraglia. Wallace comes through. He's tackled. A little kick off the ground over towards Royal. Royal playing for a free kick. Holding the ball. Yes, a good decision there. Royal picked it up, dropped the ball out of his arms, and Brown come in, tackled him, and gets the free kick. Kicks up towards centre half forward. Cloak's coming out, but Foster's in there and takes a good mark in front of the Cloak, who was coming in pretty quick. Foster playing a good game, tries to get around Cloak, but he's tackled, then gets to his feet, kicks a wobbly torpedo up towards the half-forward line. Cloak comes in, playing for a free kick also, and the umpire won't have any of it. Cousins comes in, gets a handball out, but Lockman gets the ball back over towards Cloak. Oh, it's scrambly play, and now Maloney of Footscray comes away with a little left foot kick up towards McGuinness, but great play here, and great pace by Keys, picks up the ball and gets a little kick into his teammate Jason Kroll, who takes the mark on the half-back flank. Kroll comes now into the centre of the ground, up towards Starcevic, but Foster thumps it away, over towards Michael Ford. He ducks around and gets a left foot kick up in towards the centre half forward position. Steve McPherson coming out, but it's Christian of Collingwood gets there first and takes a mark. Goes to handball, then dummies around Royal, gets a handball over to Lockman. Lockman coming down the ground, a big handball into his teammate Janey Turner in the centre. He gets tackled and loses possession of the ball. It comes out towards Petraglia. Lockman goes in hard, met solidly, and the umpire comes in the ball letter.
As we check with Roy Simmons and Hawthorn.
Ed Westcoast 7-5-47 leading Hawthorn 6-5-41.
Bob Henderson at Geelong.
Geelong 10-5-65 lead. Fitzroy 6 goals straight. 36.
Purser gets a knockout, but it comes down towards Jamie Turner. He tunnel balls that through his legs, but the Footscray player was in his back, and Turner takes the free kick in the centre of the ground. Collingwood going down to the scoreboard into the second quarter. A lovely pass over towards Rosonico. Rosonico plays on and lines up the goals, but he didn't take too good a look, and the kick's right across the face of goals, out of bounds in the scoreboard pocket for a throw-in.
Now, Collingwood are starting to fiddle around a bit too, Jack.
Yes, marvellous. They got on top there early on Footscray, and now they're starting to... That was a bad one of Rosonico's, though. Just to say, he never had a look at the goal post. He just went crash.
In comes the ball again. Purser in the front position, but gets it down to the Collingwood player. He can't get a foot to the ball. It comes out towards Banks. He's tackled. Gets a handball across towards his teammate in Filkey. Filkey turns around, winds up the goals, and you can tell the result of that by the cheers of the Collingwood supporters. It's right through the middle, and on the Allen Communications scoreboard, Collingwood go on to 6-1-37. That's 6 points behind Footscray, 6-7-43.
3 Ks it is, football.
Does your colour TV or video recorder require expert attention? For fast, efficient service, call Allen Communications on 878-0299. That's 878-0299.
After all that fiddling around, that was a nice educated goal, Jack.
Yes, it came from a good one that time from Taylor. Gave the hand pass to Filkey, and he just went bang. A beautiful hand pass, looking straight at the goals he was when he kicked it.
Cloak knocked it out beautifully to Turner, and Turner gets the kick in the half forward. That's got to be around the neck to the Magpies. It's been paid that way against Baxter, and the free kick will go to Morwood. Morwood with the wall. Here comes Taylor giving a lead, but he's popped it straight up in the air. Not the best shot because Kennedy's at the back with that big fist, and how it goes. Thump out and down goes the ball. Bulldogs must get a push in the back this time, and Wallace will get to his feet to take it. Starcevic just grudgingly handing it back to him. Now he goes for a handball, goes over towards Royal. Royal's gone for a little daisy cutter pass, almost a stab kick pass to half back to Eppleton. Gets it over there now, and it's to McGuinness. McGuinness with the left footer up to half forward to Cousins, who's on the ground again. Cousins running around the boundary line. The ball's gone over the line and out of bounds, so we'll require another throw-in, and that's a good time to check with George Ferry at VFL Park.
Carlton 5-7-37 lead Essendon 3-5-23.
And a good knockout by Cloak down on the ground. There's a chance for Lockman, but the ball's beaten him over the line and out of bounds. Good ruck, Jules. I think in the man-to-man's Purse won, Jack.
Yes, Cloak's now taking a big part in the game now at the present time, though. He went off the ground over something, then he come back. He's taken a big part in the game now.
And Cloak's got another knockout down on the ground. This is a chance for Ryan to break away. Has one bounce, eludes his opponent Purser coming at him, fires towards goal, but it's a stray. It's only another behind. The Allen Communications scoreboard shows 6-2 to Collingwood, 38 points. Footscray 6-7-43. Gerald Burke has a score at Richmond.
Sydney 7-8-50 lead Richmond 6-6-42.
And Roy Simmons at Hawthorn.
West Coast 8-6-54 leading Hawthorn 6-5-41.
Gone to sleep again, the Hawks. Here's the kick out to half back, and Purser's taken the mark. Gets a 15-metre penalty and takes advantage of it and boots him towards the centre of the ground. A little push in the back there. Cousins goes up, and the umpire will play this good mark over the top to Christian. And he's got his tail up again. Gets the handball over towards Keys, and Keys gets on the left foot, boots in towards centre half forward. Foster there, juggled it once and twice, was looking for the mark but not played. Rosonico dragged to the ground, but the umpire rushing in and says, I'm going to ball it up. Good battle with Starcevic and Foster at the moment, Jack.
Yeah, I think that Foster's still got the odds on him.
Now, umpire waited a couple of seconds to get the ball right. Oh, a big fly by Starcevic down on the ground to get the knockout, but it's kicked out here. A little left footer up to half back by McGuinness. Gets it into clear territory. Maloney comes down the ground and boots it in towards the half forward line. Up it goes in the air. In front there was Rance that time, and he couldn't take the mark. Bamber trying to force it out in front. He gets it over. A handball to Petraglia. He's on the right foot, which is his unnatural foot, and he fires towards goal. A one behind, but the umpire might give a push in the back. He might say it's a second kick to Petraglia. He will. You know, now you hear the hoots from the Collingwood fans. I'm going to say they took a while. You can see what we're standing out a mile there. And Petraglia will go back and get it. And by gee, this is one Footscray need, because at this stage they haven't scored a goal in the second term. And Collingwood have scored so far 3. Now Petraglia is only 20 metres out from goal. Almost got an avenue of honour for him as he comes in to line up, and Manson and a few others are giving him curry as he fires towards goal, and I think this one is through for a goal. A good kick by Petraglia, and one they needed, Jack.
I'll tell you what, never give a fellow like that 2 shots at goal, see, and that's one of the sins of football, and they gave him 2 shots for goal there, and he didn't miss that second one. He lined it up with the first one. He was off balance a little bit when he was coming in, pushed in the back, of course, and then he got that goal. That was a good goal.
Well, he was forced onto his right boot the first time, and he can settle back and kick it with his natural foot, the left foot, the second time. 7-7-49 to Footscray. Collingwood 6-2-38 is the Allen Communications scoreboard. Russo bounces the ball. Up goes Purser. Gets it down and goes after it again himself. A handball, a flying one by McGuinness comes out to Royal. Royal with a handball to Petraglia. The little men running. Oh, the handball by Petraglia is not a good one, a shocking one. Puts Royal in all sorts of bother. He decides to centre the ball, but he's gone the wrong way. Straight over to David Cloak. Got a knock on the elbow too at the time. Royal and feeling the arm, but that stopped a good piece of play, that sloppy handball from Petraglia. The kick by Cloak goes into centre half forward. Up they go. Oh, Foster takes off and takes a very good mark. I think he's enjoying the challenge too, Jack.
Yes, he is. He's not a bad. As I said, he was underrated at that Foster. I like his play.
Goes out towards the wing position on the outer side of the ground. Bulldogs the grandstand in the second quarter. After McGuinness takes the mark, he plays on and finds Cousins, who's hardly been sighted. Cousins runs down with a right foot kick. A bustle going on with Gayfer and Beasley. Beasley looking for a free kick. Footscray now saying, man on the ground's got the ball. What about a free kick? But the umpire didn't pay that either. Christian taps it out. He's tapped it the wrong way to McGuinness. McGuinness fires towards goal. It's drifting away from line, and it'll be one behind only. 7-8, 50 points on the board to Footscray. Collingwood 6-2-38, and 3KZ is football.
How many reasons can you think of to rent the latest VHS video camera from Allen Communications? Ring 878-0299. 878-0299.
Jason Cole kicks the ball to himself, but he didn't even find himself that time. It bounced away from him. Bamblett after him, and Manson charges in after Bamblett for another attack at him. But he missed him that time, and Bamblett saw them coming. The kick goes into the centre of the ground. Wallace was looking for a free kick but doesn't get it. Filkey's playing the ball away and Eccleston chasing after him, couldn't catch him. Filkey on the left foot in towards the forward line. Not too good for Brian Taylor. He was lumbering after it and couldn't get to it. Picked up there by Kennedy, who fires it back to half back. It's knocked to the ground. Cronin's after his opponent there. Morwood goes in. That's going to be a kick to Morwood, I'd say. No, it's going Cronin's way. Morwood was down on the ground. He must have legged him going past, and the umpire didn't play the first little jab. There's the kick by Cronin. Oh, Rance goes over the top. Everyone falls to the ground. A fumble here, and they'll get out of it as Gavin Brown gets the handball over to Keys. Terry Keys with the left foot put off balance, but it's over the line and out of bounds, and the free kick will go Footscray's way, and Brian Royal waiting for the ball to come back from the crowd, but those Collingwood people don't want to give up the football. And the Collingwood people are saying, we're not going to give it back until we're all manned up down there. Can we suspend any spectators for time wasting?
No, you can't.
Or fine them? $2,000 per spectator for wasting time? Be a chance to make a killing.
Be hard to find him there, I think, Ian.
And Brian Royal runs around Bradbury, makes a fist of the job. I thought he was going to mark it all. Cronin's got to rush it onto his boot now. It's a floater into the full forward line. Bamblett missed the mark. Down on the ground, Matt Ryan grabbed. A chance for a pick-up. Ryan grabbed again, then taps it towards the boundary line, and it's over the line and out of bounds for a throw-in. Some tense moments there for the Magpie supporters who could see another goal coming up. Boundary umpire throws it in. Cousins at the back of the pack, a good knockout, but straight to Bradbury. Doesn't pay any dividends. Bradbury out to the half-back line, and the mark has been taken by Cronin, right on the 50-metre line. That's to the centre of the goals. They're going to the pockets, and the mark is a little left-footer towards McGuinness. Now, Tony McGuinness, another left-footer. Although he threaded one through in the first quarter from the other end of the ground. Let's see if he can do the same at this end. So he's taking a little bit of an arc and fires towards goal. It might be the right a bit of angle. Oh, that's a lovely kick for goal, Tony McGuinness. Afterwards saying they're going to the pockets, but he did give him a bit of a hope and a lovely goal to make it 3-2 for McGuinness today. And the scoreboard shows Footscray 8-8-56 to Collingwood 6-2-38.
A very educated goal that way. And he took that circle, that arc to get back in his left leg, and I lined it up beautifully. They never looked like missing from the word go. It was a good goal too, Footscray, one they really wanted.
Roy Simmons, another score at Hawthorn.
West Coast 8-6-54, leading Hawthorn 6-5-41.
Bounce to the ball in the centre at Victoria Park, and Purser gets it down. McGuinness a chance to break away, but tackle. Gets a handball, and it doesn't go too far. Jamie Turner picks it up for Magpies. Into the forward line of it. Bounces over the head of Brian Cordy. Picked up by Rosonico into the full forward line. Brian Taylor couldn't quite get to it. Picked up by Kennedy, coming through like a steam train. They stopped the locomotive for a second, but the locomotive got going again and picked it up and drove it out to half-back. Ford takes the mark. Handballs to Purser, who slips over. Regains his feet. Fires the forward line. Rance, you've got to go for it. Manson stands his ground. He was knocked, and the umpire's playing. No, play on. Down on the ground. I almost thought it might have been interference to Manson if not the mark. What would you say, Jack?
No,
play on.
Decision that time.
Right. Fair enough. Jack was always a great umpire's man.
Yes, I always knew what they were doing.
Up it goes in the air. Cousins get the knockout. Oh, Rance let it right over his fingers. Picked up by Royal. He fires for goal. Goal umpire says, yes, it is. And I can tell it's a goal because Simon Beasley was clapping, but behind the goals there was dead silence and no one moved. Footscray, 9-8, 62 on the board. Collingwood, 6 goals, 2-38, the Allen Communications scoreboard, and 3KZ is football.
Only $25, that's all. Allen Communications will clean your VHS or beta recorder, improving your picture and protecting your tapes. Call Allen Communications on 878-0299.
Bob Henderson to score at Geelong.
Geelong 14-5, 89, lead Fitzroy 6 goals straight.
George Ferry at VFL Park.
Carlton 7-7, 49, lead Essendon 4-5, 29.
Cloak from the bounce gets a nice little handball over towards Jamie Turner. He's tackled but gets a kick away. It comes down towards a half-forward line, but a thump away there by the Footscray players. Down towards Steve McPherson. McPherson playing a good game. Held when he didn't have the ball, will take the free kick. Kicks up towards Cousins, who's led out over in towards the social club pocket. He can't mark the ball, but it bounces nicely for him. Picks it up. Has 1 bounce, 2 bounces. He's on the boundary line. Now centres the ball in towards Rance. Rance has a diving second attempt at the mark. Can't do so, but he wrestles the ball away from his opponent, turns around on the right foot and puts it up in towards the pocket. Cousins is there, shepherded well by Bamblett, but Cousins beaten by the flight of the ball, can't control it, and it's over the boundary line and out of bounds for a throw-in.
And a few chances there, Footscray, Jack.
He's not got much rhythm, that Cousins.
Manson in the front position, knocks it down to Morwood. He's tackled by Bamblett, tries to get a handball away. Bamblett rides him into the ground, and Morwood will take the free kick.
Very lucky boy, Jack.
I'll agree with you. Anytime, that one.
A good tackle. Morwood goes across to the outer side of the ground and finds Lockman with a lovely pass. Rance on the mark. Lockman now got to wait for the players to catch up. There weren't too many to kick it to. Now he goes to the centre wing position. A long kick. Cloak's in there, but he stopped instead of going through the pack for the ball. The ball hits the ground. There's a free kick here. Will go to a Footscray player.
Foster.
And that looks like Foster with the ball.
Got a whack across the bush by Starcevich when he was going for the mark.
Foster onto the left foot, up in towards centre half forward. Manson in the front position. Handballs out towards Jamie Turner. Turner over towards Christian. And Christian gets a lovely handball out to Lockman, who's making his influence felt again in this second term. Lockman with a big kick up towards centre half forward. Foster goes high though. Can't mark the ball in front of Starcevich. Now the ball comes loose for Starcevich, but he's shepherded and it comes away. The Footscray defence stands firm again. Wallace comes away with the ball. Kicks up towards centre half forward, but there's a wall of Collingwood players there, and the big man of the wall, Cloak, takes the mark. Handballs across to Kerrison. Kerrison goes wide out towards the wing position, and a magnificent mark out there by number 60, and that is Terry Keys. Gee, flew high then, right over forward and pulled in a screamer. Kicks up towards centre half forward. Kennedy coming out there going hard for the ball, but the Collingwood player was grabbed when he didn't have the ball, and it's a free kick to Starcevich. It's Starcevich. Dennis Banks walking back with him. And it is Starcevich with the free kick, 40 metres out from goal, pretty well directly in front. Well, Kennedy with his momentum that time, going for the ball all the time, but Starcevich, body and shoulders got in the way, and Kennedy was the infringer. Starcevich, that's a lovely looking kick up towards goal, but he leant back on it a little bit, and he's pulled it across the face of goals, through for a point to Collingwood. The Allen Communications scoreboard show Footscray 9-8-62, leading Collingwood 6-3-39.
And 3KZ checks again with George Ferry at VFL Park.
Carlton 8-7-55, lead Essendon 4-5-29.
Gerald Burke at Richmond.
Sydney 7-9-51, trailing Richmond 9-8-62.
Kennedy goes to the outer side of the ground with a little kick over towards Michael Ford. Ford picks up the ball, drops it out of his hands, and as he dropped it, he's kicked it over the boundary line and out of bounds on the full. So it's a penalty free kick to Collingwood. And it's Keys with the ball. He'd be a good 60 metres out from goal, but the siren's gone, so he's going to have a shot. Goes for a big torpedo, but it's not going to go anywhere near the goal area, and Kennedy comes away, thumps it away for the Bulldogs. And at half-time, the Allen's Communication scoreboard shows Footscray 9-8-62, leading Collingwood 6-3-39. That's a lead of 23 points.
Forward.